Hello and welcome to my Tarot Corner. So, as I said in my previous reading, today came out the date of Harry's book release, and I'm going to look into will it succeed? Will he make it a bestseller, or will people decide not to buy it? So, and just to wait for reporters to come out with all of the bombshells and the nuclear bombs that he has put in his book, all of the backlashes, all of the backstabbing. So I'm going to look into that. Is he going to succeed in his book, or is it going to be a flop? And I'm using the FANTOME tarot deck. This deck is really unique. First of all, it has amazing coloring and it's really beautiful. But the most unique thing about it is that apart from the book that comes with the deck, there is an artificial reality app, both for Apple and Google, and it's beautiful because you put a card and you put your phone, and the app scans the card, and then you see four beacons. Each is giving you different meanings. There is the actual meaning of the card, and then there are the meanings of the symbols of the card. So it's really beautiful and it's very easy to use, because this is actually a Rider-Waite clone, but it does have two extra cards. One is the reader and the other one is the artist. So if they do come out, I will read to you the interpretation of these cards. But as I said, these are really two cards that are different. All of the other cards are very easy to use, but the colors are just amazing. I love this deck. Okay, so let's start with clearing it and then asking the question. Okay, so is Harry's book that is coming out on January going to be successful? Is Harry going to succeed in his book? What will this success be like? What will it mean to him? And will he be able to access this success? Harry's book, and will it be successful? I'm just going to finish shuffling, and before I start, please take a few moments to read my full disclaimer in the description box. This is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumptions and speculation, and as such may or may not be true. So please do your own research and decide for yourself. So what area of Harry's life will he finally succeed, if at all? And what I'm getting here is the artist. So the artist is an extra card, and this is really, I thought when I read about this card, I thought to myself, this card has to come up for Harry. And I will explain in a minute. So we can see here, so the artist is a great card for someone who is writing a book or someone who is creating something. And as you can see here, the woman here is with her eyes closed, because she's in her fantastical, imaginary world. This is what an artist needs to tap into in order to create. You're creating something that is new. If it's maybe, it can be something that is tangible, is something that you can use, or is an art, or something that is artistic, to enjoy. But it is creative. And this is about being able to manifest. And this is the person who is taking the hypothetical and makes it real. And this card is about having the inspiration that comes from his imaginary world, but also in a way it's tapping into the real world. Now we have here the cat, and if you remember, there is a black cat at the card of the Queen of Wands as well, and the cat is about creativity, about new ideas, but it's also about the cat that is mysterious, is aloof, keeping secrets, and never reveals his motives. And on the sides we have two waterfalls, and the waterfalls are a symbol of the result. So here we have the cards that are floating in the air, and this is the ideas. And they are becoming these waterfalls that is the result of his ideas. So when it's in the positive, and we will need to look at the cards on the side, on the other cards, in order to understand if it's positive or negative. When it's in the positive, it is a card of creativity, of new ideas, of living beyond the everyday world, visualization, and internal resourcing. But when it's in the reverse, it's a person that is analytical and is external resourcing, not internal resourcing, and dependent on other factors, let's say that way. Okay, so that's the first card, and if we're talking about an area that Harry might be successful in, is getting his fantasy world maybe more closer to reality. So if we're looking at this card and asking what area in his life he might be successful, it's about creating, but it's also about being able to make his dream world and his real world more perpendicular. So he will be able to dream on things that he might make reality, and not just dreams that are floating in the air. So this is what the area that he might be successful. So if he is successful, what would it look like? And what we're getting here is the Eight of Wands. So this is something that is happening very quickly. This is about being in the right place at the right time. This is about doing the right thing. So altogether, it looks like and this is also about communication. And the Eight is a card that speaks of this. The Eight of Wands speaks about velocity and right action. This is about having the qualification that is necessary to succeed, and this is a really good card. So altogether, this success will come quickly. It will be something that will be even mind-boggling. This is something that will be very swift, very quick, and sometimes, like the match that starts the fire, it also gets off very easily. So this is something that is very quick, very swift. So I do see success in the beginning. Let's see what happens next. But in the beginning, it will ignite a lot of interest, a lot of articles that will come out about it. Whether or not it will be translated into books bought, I don't know, but this is about communication. So this is about getting a lot of publicity for his book. A lot of people will speak about the book. So, and eights as a whole is about adding something practical to the spiritual. And if we talked before about the need to be more practical and not only spiritual, so the eights are about that. So this is about patience, wisdom, but it's about swift action, it's about effectiveness, it's about doing exceptional work. So this book, which is written by a very acclaimed ghostwriter, will be very well written, and because of that it will attract people that will be interested in reading it. But let's see what happens next. So the next card is what will that success that we see here mean to Harry? And the card that I'm getting here is the Eight of Cups. So for Harry, it will be some kind of closure. Eight of Cups is letting go. It's and this is a second eight. It's amazing because lately I'm getting quite a lot of cards that are with the same number. And as I said, eights are about being able to add some practicality to the spiritual. And if we are talking about the Seven of Cups, which is about dreams that can become reality, but they are still floating in the air, just like these cards that are floating in the air, these Eight of Cups are very firmly on the ground. So this is a person that is grounded, and this is a person that is able to leave all of those cups, which can be all of his grievances, all of the things that he feels badly about, and just go away. So this is a person that can let go, and this is about communication. As I said, it's about having some kind of wisdom. This is about another card that speaks about exceptional work, but also about flow that is fast and whole. It's a card of changes and ability to move to the next stage. So I believe that the fact that the book will come out, this will be for Harry. I don't think that he will have more books, despite the fact that he signed a contract for 4 books, as far as I know. But this book will be for him some kind of closure, ending of his grievances, leaving the cups behind, so leaving all of the emotional and the emotional sorrows and all of his complaints behind. It's about letting go. It's about if he lets go, then he will be able to see the truth. But once more, this is a card of the mother, and this is a card of someone who needs therapy. So despite the fact that he's saying that he's going through therapy now and that he never heard the word therapy before he became a chimpo in GETTR, this card shows that he needs therapy, and he needs the right kind of therapy. So this shows that this success that we see here will allow him to have closure, will allow him to leave behind all of his grievances, but he will have to go to therapy, and to the right kind of therapy, in order to utilize this opportunity. So the last card is, can he actually tap into that success? Can he access it? And what I'm getting here is justice. So we can look at Get Justice as a card as a card of lawsuits, of justice, someone who is starting lawsuits all the time. But justice is a card that speaks about cutting out everything in his life pathway that is holding him back. not letting him go forward. This is a card of divorce. This is a card of someone who is letting go, giving up, cutting out all of those cups that he's leaving behind, cutting out everything that is not helping him, realizing that these things are not helping him. So I think that the actual real process that Harry will go through with the come out of his book is realizing that these grievances need to stay in the past, that he needs to cut out everything that is not helping him in his life's pathway. And this actually means that this book and the completion of this book might even be the first step for Harry in order to get a divorce. I don't know. So this is what the tarot says. And I chose the Quantum of the Oracle, an oracle deck that I really love, to see some kind of, life's pathway for Harry when his book comes out. Usually I take at least 2 cards from this deck, because this deck is divided into cycles. So sometimes it's easier to understand the message if you take more than 2 cards. But let's start with the first card. So I'm just riffle shuffling a little bit, and then I will enter the question into the cards. So let's clear them. Okay, energy for Harry when the book comes out. What kind of feelings, how will Harry feel when his book comes out? So we are getting here, events, great achievement. So once again, we see that this book will be a great achievement for him. It will have some kind of success, yeah. It will sell. It will be celebrated as a great achievement, which makes me think that maybe the book is not so bad about the royal family. But this is the first card, and the second card is the card of consciousness, victim mentality. So if we're talking about a great achievement, maybe the great achievement is for Harry to understand that he needs to ditch the victim mentality. But I want to see what does the book says about this. And what it says is, wait a minute. Okay, so we can look at this person who is tied up, but he is free to untie himself. And the waterfall is representing all of his emotions that are actually binding him and not allowing him to get off, to get freed from this victimhood or victim mentality. And this card is very much corresponds to the 8 of Cups. And this card is telling Harry that he might have a victim consciousness about a situation he's in or about his life in general. Although he is feeling powerless and unable to direct his destiny, he is like the man in the card. He has the power to untie himself, to stand up, to take action and move on. The victim mentality is very disabling. It can create paralysis of will and energy that keeps you absolutely stuck. Your attitude may come from a situation or from a power-hungry person trying to control your life. Can you think about who that hungry power person here is? So your Harry's mindset may also be sourced in a story from his past where his power were stripped away. Either way, he must untie himself from his negative patterns, open his life to the strength of his spirit, and reclaim his right to direct his own life. Even if he has he has had a powerless view for a long time, it's time to stand up for himself now. So I believe the victim will help set Harry free, and this is the meaning of these cards, and it goes very well with the message of the tarot, which actually says that Harry will be able to have some kind of closure. So this is it for this reading. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, share the videos, write me a comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.